Guys, everyone should have recording access. If not, just let me know. With that said, if someone wants to open up for the first question, the floor is open.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Same to you, Coach.
I'll start, Coach. Do you need a nap? Did you have some turkey already? You get the turkey fan kicking in?
I just got off the field. I'm like, this has been a challenging week, because we want to get people out of here today. So we had to get in here a little earlier this morning, stay a little later than we even normally stay. So but I'm battling through. I normally have my coffee. Today I have my water.
As you look ahead now, just an update on Teddy and perhaps anything new on Christian.
I think Teddy looks, Teddy looks like he's ready to roll. So, we'll, as of right now, if he played right now, I think he'd play. Again, we're always monitoring the situation, but expect him to play. And really nothing new on Christian. Got out there, got some reps today, moving around. Good to see him kind of working himself back in.
Let's go to Darren Gant for the next question.
Hey, Matt, somebody asked Jeremy Chin yesterday about Rookie Wall, and he said he felt like he could play 10 more games. You got another 10 in you?
This is all I know. I love this. I love every second of game week. So, I don't look forward to the offseason. I could go for a while.
How do you manage guys as they're making that transition? And I mean, you at the same time going from college where you're playing 11, 12, maybe 13 games a year to when the season is longer and the physical demands are so much greater.
Yeah, the demands in college on the coach are way different, and a lot. Like here, it's all football, which we love. There, it's academics, discipline, on campus recruiting. Get done on Friday and you go fly to watch someone play and then come back Saturday and coach the game. After the game, you meet with recruits. So I'm doing just fine. In terms of the players, yeah, as you said, there's way more games. I think we have a good process in place. I think we have a good schedule. I think the guys, we do a Friday walkthrough into Saturday practice. I think that's helped some guys. We monitor things. We use all the newest sports science technologies to help make sure guys are doing good, physically. And then at the same time, I think we have a great support network for people. So they're also doing well mentally. And we also use our gut, if I see someone that's, getting tired, we try to cut back. So I think our guys have done a good job of, going week to week to week, and Jeremy's no exception.
Let's go to David Newton, followed by Lena Getzenberg.
Hey, Matt, happy Thanksgiving. I want to ask you, when you get ready for a season like this, what's been the one thing as you get to this point for you that surprised you?
I get asked that a lot. I don't know that I have a great answer. I think, I just think this has been such a unique year with COVID, that just kind of, dealing with it and managing it has been probably the biggest challenge, for a new staff. You come in, you don't even really know the players yet. They don't know you. Some staff members you don't really know. And then everything's so distanced, so virtual, so removed with masks that it makes it hard. So I think that, those would probably be the things that really stand out to me about this year.
And when you let the players go today, any words of advice as far as, family gatherings and things like that when, with the pandemic and everything?
Not really. I mean, we have protocols. I reminded them of the protocols. I think the thing I said last week was, we're not just responsible to, for the protocols. We're also responsible to make sure we do our best to not bring COVID into the building. And that's two different things, right? You can be irresponsible, but still, follow the letter of the law, or you can certainly understand that there's a responsibility to the greater good of the people around you to try to make good decisions when you're not here. Even if they're legal, they're still good and bad decisions. So, but I think we have a really mature team that does things right.
Hey, Matt, happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
I was curious, you had said last week you kind of wanted to see how Dante did with resting on his foot. Obviously, he hasn't practiced this week, but I was curious, did that help at all? Was that a positive for his toe to kind of not work on it last week?
I saw Dante I can't remember if it was right after the game or if it was the next day. And I know he felt much better. And, Dante's such a competitor. I know he'd love to play this week. And, he's available, I guess if needed, if something were to happen. But we really just, for him to play at the level that, he wants to play at, it just seems like it's working. So, another week could really heal him. And it's not about anything else other than, we have an obligation when we can to let guys heal if it's affecting their play. And, Dante goes out there, trains all week, gets out in the game and can play, 10, 15 snaps and all of a sudden he's out. So we just have to get the toe to heal on the inside, all the parts inside so that he can run and play his game.
And did you like the combination of Troy and Stanley out there? Do you see that again this week?
Well, we started Rhule, so we'll start Rhule and Troy, and then have Stanley and Natrell and Korn available. Obviously, Korn being the nickel, but we'll start with those guys, and then we feel very confident in putting the other guys in.
Let's go to Mike Slarte and then Joe Person.
Hey, Coach, I want to make sure that I'm phrasing this the right way, because on Monday you talked about how it was a satisfying win for all the things that all the guys that stepped in and played well and the backups and that sort of thing. But can that satisfying win be a bit of an energizer for some of the rookies? And, Jeremy talked about he could play another 10 games, that sort of thing. Does that result kind of maybe add some, put some more gas in the tank for some guys because they saw the results of when they follow the process and how it all comes to fruition just on a 1 week basis? Can that be an energizer for them?
I'm sure for some people it can. It's like, results, both positive and negative, have different effects on different people. Sometimes, positive results for some people energize them and encourage them to do more. As I would say, in my kind of coach way, that you want them to fall in love with the process. For some people, it can make them complacent where they start saying, hey, I win because I'm talented. And then they fall further away from the process. So I think it's up to each individual. I want them to have success and have it reaffirm, hey, if I practice this way, if I prepare this way, if I live this way, if I play the game this way, then I'll get good results. I want them to feel like that they're in control of winning. When you feel like winning's outside your control, then it's a very hopeless state. But when you feel like, hey, if I do the right things, I'll have a chance to win, then it's within your control and you have hope. So I want them to feel reaffirmed, in the process by the win. But at the same time, I also want them to forget it, move on, and just say what's next, and prepare for this week. And so that's kind of the slippery slope of the whole thing. And that's, as a coach, the balancing act you walked and that you have to walk. And but I'm sure the young guys, you do it. It's hard. The way we practice is hard. Running to the ball, all those things are hard. But when you have some success, hopefully it makes you say, hey, it's worth it.
Matt, with the earlier practice today, what time did you have to get to the building?
Oh, I didn't get to the building too. I mean, I don't know. I got the building. I usually get here about 6:30. Maybe I got here a little earlier or later. I'm not sure. But the coaching staff, the Phil Snows, they get here at 4:35. They're psychopaths about that stuff. As the head coach, I get to come in and just, check the scripts. They have to do all the scripts. So they have the hard job.
Wanted to ask you too, just about kind of Russell Okun and his kind of progress, if there's been any progress.
Yeah, he's back out there practicing with us. So, he's been limited. So whether it's this week or, the Denver game, we'll see. We'll see if he's ready. We're kind of monitoring him throughout the week. Seeing how he responds to reps, and hopeful that he can play. But again, if he's not, we're also repping Trenton to make sure that he's ready to go. So we're kind of making sure everyone's getting reps.
Let's go to Phil Orban for the next question.
Hey, man, I wanted to get back to Dante really quick. I'm sure it was frustrating for him and for everybody when he would go in for, like you said, 10, 15 plays and then have to come back out. And it wasn't ideal, and I'm sure you would have wanted to rest him before this. But how important was it to get him out there with the younger players to kind of help them along?
I hear that.
And what
Can
kind
you say that again? I'm sorry, I had a hard time hearing that.
Yeah. I'm sorry. So Dante kind of shuttling in and out. I'm sure it would have been ideal to be able to rest him earlier, but how important was it to have him out there with the younger players for when he was to kind of help them along? And what kind of toughness did you see out of him?
Well, I mean, I've seen Dante be tough all year, to battle week in and week out. And, I think we all had hope that it would, resolve itself with some of the different things that we were doing. It wasn't like they were just, putting ice on it. They tried, a bunch of different things to help sort of resolve it, because he wanted to play and, we needed him to play. And then finally, when it was just sort of, all right, it's just not quite working out, we made the decision to rest him. I think he's had obviously he had 3 interceptions in 3 or 4 games. He's a tremendous player. And I think, what that allowed our young players to do is not have to play too early. Now, Troy was out there the first game, but guys like Stanley and some other, they were able to come along throughout the course of the year. So, especially without preseason games, it's quite a thing to be a rookie and have your first action be, in a game. I don't know if that's ever happened before this year because everyone's always had a preseason game to kind of get their feet wet. So, Dante obviously, gave those guys some time to learn, and he's got a great attitude. He's got a great work ethic. He's got toughness. So obviously he's modeling that for them as well.
All right, guys, we have time for 1 or 2 more questions if you guys have any left. All right. Hope everyone has a happy Thanksgiving. Coach, we
Thanks, Tom.
appreciate you.
Appreciate it.
All right. See you guys.